a mentor. A man, as a man, you should have a mentor. As a lady, you should have a mentor. Do you understand? But before if before you can take such a matter, you understand, such a matter to a friend, look at that friend. You understand? The friend, no matter how intelligent the friend is, it cannot help you out. He or she cannot help you out. Many relationships that are broken today are one of the reasons is because friends are being involved, and some friends, they can give advice, a piece of advice that are not good sometimes. Do you understand? They themselves, they are not experienced, they don't have knowledge about it. So whatever they tell you, if you follow them, you understand. You are on your own. OYO. Do you understand? So I will say that it is good for the both party to be able to sit down and settle matter. Do you understand? You as a man, if both of you get angry at the same time and one of you is not ready to bend, you understand? Sometimes when a man and a woman get angry so much, one person must be able to bend. You understand? When I mean bend, must be able to must calm down. You understand? Let me say that. One person calms down, then accommodate the other person. Then the other, in another argument or in another problem that comes up, then if you can tolerate one another, you understand, look for a means, you understand, to separate issue by yourself. It will make the relationship to be stronger. But putting the amount of third party into it, I don't think it's no more is no longer. I don't think it's still a relationship, because I believe both of you should be able to stand together. And if at the level of relationship you cannot handle it, you understand, with the wisdom of God, I don't even think you are fit for marriage, both of you. So if matter arise today, it is friend that is settling it for you. Second matter, that is too childish. But both of you must be able to understand that you are in this thing together, and you must be able to settle the differences no matter how terrible it is. But when it gets at hand, I will advise that when it's leading to break up or things that are, you can, that's why it is good for both parties to have a mentor who will put you through. Do you understand? So as a man, you can report to the mentor of the lady, and the mentor will be able to call both of you and solve the matter. And as a lady, if the man is doing somehow, anyhow, you can report to the mentor. So you understand? That is why it is always good to carry your mentors along when you are into relationship, because a time will come you will need their support. These are people who have gone far, who have gotten married, who have been into relationship, courtship, and marriage, and they understand how things are. So they can give you a godly counsel that will help both of you. Do you understand? To be able to settle the differences. But this should not be done at all time, because if this is done at all time, I don't think it is low. It is. A time will come, the mentors of both sides, they will think maybe both of you are not even compatible. Maybe you should separate. You understand? So at the beginning of every relationship, it is always sweet, beautiful, fine, because you have not seen each other's weaknesses. But by the time you go on in the long run, you begin to see each other's weaknesses and be ready to make amendments if it is possible. Because there are some weaknesses that it is only God. You understand? For example, now a guy who is, how can I put it? A guy who is addicted to alcohol and some drugs, and the lady is not aware, and suddenly discover in the relationship, and that caused an incident, or a guy who is a womanizer and all that, and all that, things like that, I don't think it should be handled with levity. You understand? Except the Holy Spirit commanded you and give you instructions to still continue. Or you are in a relationship, a guy is beating you up, you understand, you should know that you are already in the wrong relationship. But if it is about a little differences and some other thing like that, I believe some little differences, or maybe the way the person gets angry, the way the person talk, or some other thing, little things like that, that can be settled on a platter of good. You can work on your woman, and your man you as a man, you must work on your, or as a woman rather, you must work on your man. So like one of my mentor used to say, he said he told his wife that his behavior is bad, the wife behavior is bad, that they will keep managing themselves. So you can't see a perfect man, a perfect woman. So a perfect man will be in the graveyard and a perfect woman is also in the graveyard. So we have our differences and both parties must be ready, you understand, to be able to solve those differences with the wisdom of God. You understand? So I hope I am able to answer this question. Thank you so much. I remain Timile in wisdom. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Timmy, for that response. In fact, the response was massive. It was, he he was very calm enough to just talk to us as regarding this topic, third party of a thing. Okay, like I said, please and please, if you are live with me on the show, I have question for you. Just drop your response. Okay, what's your take on third party in relationship? Do you think there should be third party? And even if there is, who are the categories of people that should be in a third party? Because I believe that there's the positive and the negative side of third party, because the truth is that you can't always keep things to yourself. There are some things that you really need someone who is in that, who is experienced to actually help you out. Now I'm not talking about friends now, because the truth is that our friends most times they might be biased in a way, so most times it's just good to look for married people to be who we are. So what's your take exactly on the show? I actually have things to say, but then I would love my listeners to talk to, because what the talk show is about is also hearing views from our people. We are not just someone who just talk and fail to listen to what our listeners have to say. So if you are live with me on the show, please do well to draw. What's your take on third party in relationship? In case of a third party, which categories of people should be the third party? Drop your response. Okay, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Rebecca Olumide, thank you so much, mommy, for joining in on the show today. And I hope that you have a depth, a lot of info that you can't wait to dish out to us on the show today. So we'll be expecting your response as regarding this topic. Oh, my sweet baby is on the show today. Ade Tutu from Lagos. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining in. My mind was on you this evening. I was even wanted to chat to you of that, babe. Talk show Love Me Jaja is today. Hope you don't forget, but I'm so happy that I have you live on the show today. Okay, Mrs. Oluwatoyin from Ibadan, mommy, I'm so happy to have the we families on the show today. So I'll be expecting response as regarding this topic. You are welcome into presently live on C Talk Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the remaining parts of today's program. Okay, welcome back. Okay, as I expect response from people, I would like to say one or two things as regarding this topic, third party. Now, when they say something is third, that means someone else is coming in. That is, someone else is coming out in to actually talk as regarding what's actually going on in the present. It's just like a team whereby someone outside is coming in to talk to the team. That's like a third party. Okay, so now, to the relationship now, number one thing I would like us to know is that matters will always arise. There will always be arising matters in relationship. Even friendship, we have matters that arise, because our backgrounds are not different, our perspective about life are not different, are not the same. Our values sometimes, okay, they can be very, very similar, because it's very good you date or you are in a relationship with someone that you have the similar values. Very, very important. The values must be very, very similar in order to avoid unnecessary issues in the relationship. However, there will be little differences in the relationship because of your background, your belief system, the kind of mentality you grew up with. Okay, so matters will actually arise. There will be times whereby you need to change it, you need to fight, stuff like that. But then, and also at the beginning of a relationship, everything is always sweet. The guy is always calling, the babe is calling back, everybody's saying, I love you, I love you, I love you so much. Oh, let's end this call. I love you, I love you. I love you is very, very easy to say, but then as time goes on, we the reality gets done on us that it's not only about the I love you, there's actually a whole lot of work to do. So matters will always arise in a relationship. Why? Because of that differences, which we must always recognize. And also even amongst siblings fight too. Even between your dad and your elder sister or your elder brothers, there are times whereby you gotta change it for each other. So not to not talk of someone who is not actually from your family, someone else from different background coming into the scene. Okay, secondly, first thing is that now when it now comes to issues, the first thing I will first talk about is that when issues happen in relationship, it's very important that the two people concerned should try and all their means to actually sort it out within themselves first. Like, before you start going out to go and start reporting, she's now this, she's this, or she did this, she did that. In fact, just like Mr. Timmy said, there will be a time whereby your mentors might be tired, that they might even advise both of you to even go your separate ways, that you're not compatible. Why? Because they are always having headache on issues upon issues. So it's very important that at least every relationship we should understand that issues should first be trashed out by the two partners. They should come together and talk about it, even if it requires them shouting at each other. Shout at each other and at least at the end solve the issue. You get? So it's very important that we understand this. Even in every part of relationship that we find ourselves, the two parties should first sort things out before you call other people. And this thing is actually common even in normal relationship. You and someone had issues, then you go and report to Uncle Tosin. Now, before you call Uncle Tosin, the person you are fighting with, have you guys talked? Have you tried sorting it out? You've not done that, you're already reporting. Things like that will actually spoil things. So it's very important that people actually do this. Okay, I'm having a response from my day to 2 years. I'll read it very soon. Okay, so first the thing is that issues should be sorted out by people first. And also, before you even start a relationship, it's very important that you have mentor. Now, that mentor is the third party. Most times when people say third party, people are always saying it's like third party are people who will come and spoil your relationship. We should understand that the mentors that we are even allowing into our business are actually third parties too. Of course, there are third parties that will be biased and all, but then there are actually positive side to third party. If you're having your pastor, of course, even as a child of God, every child of God should have your pastor involved in your relationship. It's very, very important, because issues will always arise that are even beyond your ability, and you need someone who has gone ahead of you to talk to you as regarding it. So that's just that. So how we be advocating for third party? That is, our third parties should be, even if we have third party at all, it should be God, number one. In fact, God should be the center of it all. Now we should have a counselor or a mentor that both of you are actually submitting to, so that are accountable to, and that we actually help the relationship go forward. But any other kind of third party, like friends that does not really have experience, or they can say things that can scatter things, don't involve them. First thing, ensure you trash issues out, and when issues are now so bigger than you, then you can now start considering to involve your third party into the matter. Okay, so let me quickly take the response from Hade Tutu. Thank you so much for dropping this response. Okay, Hade Tutu is saying that, for me personally, wow. Okay, I already have a lot of response here. Okay, let me quickly read Hade Tutu. For me personally, I do not buy the idea of third parties in a relationship. But when issues arise which are beyond their capacity in the relationship, there should be some certain persons, which both parties involved in the relationship mutually respect. Wow. And we welcome such persons to intervene in such issues. People like close-knitted family, pastors, elderly folk. Exactly. This is just what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, okay. Nobody actually like the third party. Most times the reason why people actually emphasize this third party is because there's always the negative side, and we should never forget that there's a positive side of it, especially when you're in a abusive relationship. and you've been trying, this person should change, this person, but this person is not changing, and you are this kind of person that love has taken over your life, mind everything, you are finding it hard to let go, at that time you actually need help, and that third part will be very, very useful. Thank you so much, Adetutu, for that awesome response. Okay, I have